go.
Woo! What is up, geeks and gamers? Y'all already know what it is. Into the QUNIVERSE. I'm Q.
And I am QMG.
Bring you guys into the QUNIVERSE where we talk to you guys about everything geeky, gamey, and nerdy. And we are back. Let's go. We got a great episode for y'all. We're back. Finally, we have come back to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. T-Jizzle, what's up with your broski? We are back. I fought COVID and I won. I beat COVID. I beat COVID down like it owed me money.
And now he's going to get vaccinated so he can make sure he beats it again.
I was going to get vaccinated before I got COVID.
No, he was not.
Yes, I was. Anyway, we got a great episode for y'all. We're going to be talking about some Doctor Strange. We're going to be talking about some Moon Knight trailer breakdown. And we're going to be talking about Microsoft monopolizing the gaming world. Woo! So this is a great episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. But y'all already know how we do. We vibing now. Let that jump ride. QMG, you doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, finally, we have come back to the internet. Woo! Let's get it, man. It feels so good to be back, QMG. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good.
Yes. Like I said before, I fought COVID and won. I had COVID. We were supposed to be back way earlier than this, but COVID struck and I had to take almost 2 weeks off. But we are back. I'm back in amazing health, feeling great, feeling rejuvenated, feeling lovely. And we have a lot to talk about because there's a lot of things going on in the geeky gaming universe. It just feels so good to be back. I was already back because we did Keep It G last Monday, but Into the QUNIVERSE, you know, that holds also a special place in my heart. So we are back. Woo! Let's get on straight into it. Might as well, because Doctor Strange is really picking up with a lot of things that they're saying is going to be in the movie. Doctor Strange is picking up with a lot of cameos, a lot of plot details, a lot of stories that we're not going to get completely into.
We're not going to even mention them, but we're going to just.
But we do want to speculate the things that we think is going to happen in the movie. We do want to talk about that because Doctor Strange, like they said, for Spider-Man and No Way Home was just the appetizer. They said Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is the full course meal. Allegedly. That's facts. And speaking of allegedly, how much do you think that Doctor Strange will be even a bigger morsel of multiversal goodness than No Way Home?
I think that it is shaping up its prime rib roast minister, setting itself up to really just be a rip snorting good time. I think that it's going to legitimately be something that is off the chisane for the membranes, you know what I'm saying? And I think that is really gonna blow some minds. You know, it looks like they were, you know, putting all of their eggs in this basket to really just do some amazing, crazy off the wall shit, allegedly. And I'll say this because I've been alluding to it in multiple different shows that I do, but with the COVID coming through and gripping the nation that it did, it definitely left a lot of things twisted and turned.
Yeah.
You know, it definitely left things very much, you know, up in the air. I've said this before. The original Phase 4 was different.
Yeah.
Than what we have now. Shows that were supposed to be coming out, you know, this year came out much earlier, and things that were supposed to come out, you know, in the beginning, is now coming out now. So I'll say it's very interesting. I'll say this, and this is just from without getting into anything that I read or any, you know, anything like that, but some things that we may have seen early on may not be relevant until after Doctor Strange. It might not have any bearings on Doctor Strange because of where it was originally supposed to show up at.
Okay.
And some things might end up being brand new concepts that they added because they were, you know, rejiggering. You know, I would like to remind folks, because I've forgotten this numerous times, Thor 4 is supposed to come out this year.
Yeah.
And
Love and Thunder.
And I have
I'm excited for that, actually.
And I've consistently forgotten about that. And you know, that's going to be very interesting to see, because technically that's post Doctor Strange, but for all intents and purposes, that's not going to have anything to do with it. But there might have a lot to do with another movie that's recently came out with, which is
Eternals.
But that's we can have that conversation at a later time. But yeah, it's shaping up to be a rip snorting good time.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Doctor Strange has the potential to, if not be as good as Spider-Man, at least be almost in a tier where that tier is at, because I just think that with the success of Spider-Man No Way Home, we're definitely gonna, I wouldn't be surprised if they had some secret reshoots or some to add different things because of the success of giving the fans what they actually asked for and seeing the positivity in that they're going to try their hardest with this movie, which has a bigger array of characters that we could potentially see to give us that in full effect, no half-ass in it. So I definitely think that Doctor Strange has the potential to be, if not better, on the same level as No Way Home.
I'll say this, and this isn't really a spoiler or anything like that, but they absolutely did go once for that sweet spot period.
Yes.
Where it looked like everything was back to normal. They did go back and they reshot some sizable things. What's up, Granny? Thank you for tuning in.
What's up, Granny? Thanks for tuning in. But yeah,
they did go back and reshoot some pretty sizable things.
And I wouldn't been surprised if they said no one said it until the end, because I already had a feeling that with the success, and like I said before, it's just now that they're feeling that force of giving the people what they want fully, it's like, why backtrack on that?
Yeah, so it's going to be it's going to be pretty interesting to see how everything is done. I know the trailer for the trailer that they dropped, which initially was at the end of No Way Home, which, spoilers, Marvel hasn't done a full-fledged trailer post-credit scene
since Avengers, right?
Yeah, since
first one.
Since Captain America, the first Avenger, and they had the trailer for the first Avengers movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a sign of how they're big. Of how that isn't like of how big it is, or where how they view it.
Yes.
So
now I know I don't want to say I'm not going to use IMDb because anybody can put anything, but I think it was a synopsis in a magazine. I forgot the name of it, but it seems like they're pushing Supreme, as we call him now, because we don't truly know if it's Supreme Strange from What If, but Supreme Strange, they're setting him up to be the bad, but I honestly don't believe he's the bad. I think it might be Wanda. What do you think?
I'll say this. That might be the most obvious, like the intentional obvious red herring of the film.
Yes.
To using,
and we still got Barrymore though.
Right. So that I think of all of the likelihoods, that might be, in my opinion, the biggest red herring of them all, because obviously he played a central part in What If.
Yes.
And so people will immediately.
So
that's not Shumagorath.
So we're finna talk about this for 10 seconds. It's not because and once again, they said it wasn't Shuma. You could go look at the toys. They say it's Gargantos. That's cool. But I looked at this character 30 million times. That looks like Shumagorath. It does, because Gargantos has the eyeball at the top of his head. Shuma has it looking directly, that round eye looking directly at you. When they showed that trailer, it was the Shumagorath design. It just, they call him Gargantos. It's Shuma. I think it's still Shuma. I think it might be a switch.
No, because Shumagorath is the Lord of the Chaos Dimension.
Facts. And chaos magic is a huge part of this movie.
So he would probably send Gargantos, because Gargantos is below Shuma. So, but I agree that probably was done to make people think, which is stupid. They should. I really hate when Marvel does that, when they swap designs to make people excited, instead of just, if you're going to take that much, umbrage, then just go ahead and do it like just call them that. But no, it's not Shuma, unfortunately. It is Gargantos. But either way,
do you think there could potentially be Shuma could potentially be in the movie, or you think that'll be too many evil villains for one movie, even though we just seen No Way Home?
I say that it really doesn't. I say that he's not a focus of it. Like him being there isn't a focus of the movie.
Yes.
So he's not a major character. So I don't think that it's like I don't feel like it's predicated. Like I don't feel like he's there to be a main character. If anything, he's there to be like an opening act, bad guy for Doctor Strange to fight. But going back to the original point about Doctor Strange Supreme, I would say in a world of red hair, because obviously Marvel's been very hush hush.
Yeah,
not
like
really
they didn't even bring up Guardian Strange. We had to see that from some leak stuff.
Defender Strange.
Defender Strange. I'm sorry. Yeah,
because initially it was supposed to come out in March. Go head to head with the Batman, and then it been pushed back till June. I believe June
May.
or July.
I thought it was May.
May. You're right. It getting pushed back to May was a late minute decision. So a lot of the toys that were supposed to come out now to come out with the film, they are out earlier than because they got pushed back. So it's weird. I'll say this: Marvel, like the only other movie that was close to the chest was No Way Home, and even then leaks happened that obviously were so unbelievable that people really didn't put no stock into it. But once it started to, once the people saw the movie, they're like, oh, all those things were correct, so I'm gonna see it again and again and again. But ultimately, I would say that this is like the most surprising Marvel movie.
Yes.
Because, or I'll say project period. I know we're gonna talk about another one, but the way things can go, the breadth of it all is so large scale in theory, just based off of the concept of the title.
Yeah, but to bring up back to Supreme Strange, I honestly don't believe they're gonna go in that route, because we did see character development from him in What If.
Right.
What if that the Strange they're talking about is his own worst enemy, is our MCU Strange dealing with the ramifications of the stuff he's done, trying to fix it, and Doctor Strange Supreme is kind of like, dang, I did that once, look where it got me, type stuff.
Yeah, and I also again want to reiterate, because I just thought about this. What If originally was supposed to come out after Multiverse of Madness, and just to give you guys an idea of where everything is stood, you at the top said that Doctor Strange was the main course. Originally it was supposed to be the opposite. Doctor Strange was supposed to be before Multiverse. No Way Home.
It surely was. It sure was,
because one of the early,
it surely was,
plot, things out there were speaking on how
at the end of Spider-Man was going to try to fix everything, and that's when
not just that, but Doctor Strange would have had experience with multiverse stuff, so all of that stuff would have, that's why he would have been helping Spider-Man, because he would have
had already dealt with some stuff like this,
right? But they switched it, switch things around due to pandemic and other factors. And What If was supposed to be at like the last thing after Loki and all of these other, Doctor Strange, like that was supposed to be the last thing, so it was supposed to be like, oh, here's more things about that. And I think some things obviously were changed, and some concepts were left over, and I think that's why I say Strange Supreme might be the biggest red herring, because maybe initially this was supposed to be his quote unquote first appearance, and then the What If was going to add more context to it to an extent.
Oh, you talking as like filling in the gaps of how he got to the point that he was at,
or rather just take the concept and go further with it, like how the MCU does it.
Because I was gonna say at the beginning he was still a regular Strange, it was just that splinter,
right? What I mean is like how the MCU sometimes they'll introduce a concept and then do something else where it's not exactly that version, but it's still the concept of it all.
Definitely.
So I think that might have been not with no evidence whatsoever to prove it.
Yeah.
But I feel like that might be
but do you feel like that is Strange Supreme from What If?
Not, what? I feel like that would have been something they would have announced in the trailer.
Because we did see a scene where Doctor Strange did the tentacle hands, but we didn't know which Doctor Strange it was from.
Now, after rewatching the trailer multiple times, that looks like his regular Doctor Strange. It looks like it's like, even when I watched it in theaters, like, wait a minute, his like he did that, but his the cloak was red. It wasn't the dark cloak. So that might have been. That's again leads me to my point. But yeah, I don't know if it's exactly Strange Supreme. It might just be evil Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Who knows? So
yeah, because also one thing that separates Doctor Strange Supreme and Evil Strange from the movie trailer, if that is him, he had a completely different outfit. He didn't have the huge demon cloak. He didn't have, and that's the giveaway most of the time, that demon cloak with the big cuff around, and he didn't have that. He just had a Doctor Strange outfit that was darker, like a darkish green gray.
no eye of Agamotto.
Yes, nothing. So that's what kind of leaves me on the fence of 50%. But the only reason I think it's Strange Supreme is because we saw him in What If, and for him not to be in it, I would think that's kind of like a drop ball for a multiversal movie.
But I don't, again, like, but then remember where he was Strange Supreme was left off in the movie in What If. He, watching the pocket dimension.
Definitely.
Wicked. So, really,
100%.
It really wouldn't make sense for him to be there because,
could the pocket dimension be in his sanctum sanctorum in that pocket dimension, just sitting somewhere?
No, because he's trapped in that one bubble. So Definitely. It's not like he can.
Well, he's not specifically trapped.
I mean,
Uatu can take him out whenever.
Well, let's just surmise that, Uatu isn't freely letting him move back and forth. He's just keeping him there. So, it stands to believe that that's just going to be where he is. So,
let us know in the comments, everybody who saw the trailer, do y'all think that's Strange Supreme from What If, or do you think it's Dr. Evil Doctor Strange? I was gonna say Dr. Evil. But yeah, so I think the implications, I think they're just red herring this up like 100%, because once again, we have Baron Mordo in the movie. Baron Mordo is there. One of Doctor Strange's literally his, besides Dormammu and Shuma.
Is it the MCU Baron Mordo, or is it
that was deep?
Or is it good?
I ain't never thought about that. It could.
I mean, like, there's no real implication that it could be.
So you think it's a good Baron Mordo?
It can be any Baron Mordo. I mean,
I don't think they would bring Baron Mordo back from a multiverse when we haven't even seen what he's done after Doctor Strange 1.
I mean, but would it matter? Is my question. Would it matter if would it matter if he was? And because if it's a multiverse, that's infinitely more interesting than just a traditional Baron Mordo, if you ask me.
I could see that. I now that you brought that up, I thought that was pretty cool though, being an alternate. Even if it was like, I would think that'd be cool if it was a good Baron Mordo. That'll be pretty cool.
Right. So it don't if it's some like a Baron Mordo from another universe, then that already makes things more, interesting. Why would there be another Baron Mordo?
What if it was the Baron Mordo from the Evil Strange universe and Evil Strange did some stuff?
No, I don't. I think that limits the quote unquote the concept of multiverse. If you're just gonna make it a version from another universe, I feel like from another universe we've already seen, I feel like it would be better suited if it was a completely different universe than from whatever we've seen to pull back the scope of everything. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you, because Doctor Strange with these multiversal movies coming out have been swarming around the internet with theories, hypotheticals, who's going to be in there. So let me ask you, QG, I'll go second after you answer. But one character that can be that you speculate is in the movie or from the universe of Marvel for a major role, like a major role in the movie, and then one for a minor role, like just a minor cameo. Who do you want?
So I'm going to avoid that question because I don't want to because anything is so plausible that we
don't know.
So what I'll say is this: what I will do instead is I'll flip it on its head and I will simply talk about the things that were originally supposed to be in Doctor Strange 2 at the Genesis point, and tell you what I think has changed and what I think is going to stay the same.
Okay, let me know something.
So, and I think we talked about it when it happened, but I'm just going to regurgitate it because it's now relevant, even more relevant than it was before. So, when everything was chugging along pre-pandemic, it was supposed to be like a major emphasis on the zombies, Marvel zombies.
Yes, I remember that.
And
it was a horror movie and everything. So, yeah.
And White Nick Fury. And an alternate universe Monica Rambeau, because they said that she was going to die in WandaVision and things like that. and it sounded a little bit more centralized in a sense, not necessarily. And also, Dr. Brother Voodoo was going to be there.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
And Clea, two characters who are very much intrinsically woven into Doctor Strange's lore. So it sounded like a lot Doctor Strange, but the multiverse was like a backdrop with some familiar things that wasn't meant to be overt, but was to kind of like sprinkle some stuff in there so future shows and concepts can run with it. And I don't think it's going to I don't think it's going to be small. Do I think that they're going to toy with characters and actors who were in the Marvel movies before the MCU popped off? I do. I do. I think they're going to do some crazy deep cuts, like bring in actors who were supposed to be, any iconic version of these characters, but for one reason or another, couldn't, Wow. I mean, it's common knowledge now about if this could happen. I don't think it will, because he's shooting his whole franchise.
But Marvel lie. They don't have no problem lying.
But unfortunately, Marvel's not more powerful than Tom Cruise.
I'm sliding across them cars when I shoot.
So, for those who don't remember, back in the day, Tom Cruise was originally locked in to be Tony Stark for the first Iron Man movie. And it wasn't until the 11th hour that he had to drop out. He chose to drop out of it, in which case they went with Robert Downey Jr. Fun fact, for those who don't know, Terrence Howard was actually the first actor locked in for the movie entirely.
Iron Man.
Which is, why he has such a big beef with Marvel, because
he wanted to get paid.
Yeah,
he wanted to get paid, guy,
as he should have. Because he was there first, and no one knew that Iron Man.
He was a bigger name than Robert Downey Jr. at the time.
Absolutely,
yeah, facts.
Coming off of the multiple Crash, Hustle and Flow,
facts.
A lot of high profile movies. So
facts.
Yeah, Terrence Howard deserved to get paid.
Facts.
So, but yeah, there's rumors floating around that maybe Tom Cruise might show up as a Tony Stark variant.
Woo!
That I feel like the people underestimate how fire that would be, because that Tom Cruise at the time, we were going to have a series of Marvel movies where Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man, Hugh Jackman was Wolverine, Halle Berry was Storm, and Tom Cruise was Iron Man.
Tom Cruise.
Like, that is a murderer's row of actors playing superheroes.
Definitely. Wesley Snipes' Blade.
But I'm talking about in the early 2000s, where the shape of Marvel. Imagine Marvel being shaped around those four actors and their performances.
Well, hold on, but Blade as well.
Blade 3 was not. No,
I'm just talking about the early 2000s. There,
Blade was on a decline after. Blade was objectively on a decline at that point.
Don't say stuff like that.
I mean, it's true. I mean, I'm not happy about it as you.
Don't say stuff like that.
I'm just as mad about it as you are, but that's the truth.
I was just watching Blade one the other day. Wesley Snipes is that guy.
And plus, it's no secret for those, and I have talked about this before, but it's no secret that Kevin Feige was pushing for a MCU before the MCU, like even going back as far as Iron Man 1. The original version of that post-credit scene, Nick Fury directly references Spider-Man, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four movies, implying that those took place. So it's not far-fetched, but I would say Tom Cruise, just because that's the most craziest thing that could be done.
One person that I've been hearing about, that I've, even before the movie had anybody locked in for anything, and I've seen a lot of concepts for it, but one character that I really care about out of the Fantastic Four, John Krasinski as Reed Richards.
That's Denzel. He and Emily Blunt have put that to bed.
I wanted him to be Reed Richards so bad, bro. He fits the bill.
He has the beard, okay, and Reed has beard.
You got the swag. You've seen the concept art.
That's because that's because The Office is your favorite show of all time.
The Office is an amazing show.
It's your favorite show of all time. So I understand you would want that, but
what does it say? Oh, we gotta lean in. Who do y'all think? Hold on. Next big bad is talking about between Kang the Conqueror. Oh, you made the screen small.
I didn't have it set up. Wait, it's still being.
Hey, but no. So I think the next big bad obviously is Kang.
That did not work. Hold on, that did not work.
Yeah, it did. You can see it right there.
Okay, yeah, we can see it. That's because you got that.
You made it super small.
That's because you got the thing right there. I don't know why. I don't know
why
you
keep
going right live on your.
But no, Kang is probably the biggest bad because you got the Council of Kangs coming. You got Kang the Conqueror. Obviously, I don't see anybody else besides the. What do you think about the Celestials? Do you think Celestials have a place?
As I've told you off camera, the Celestial arc will be wrapped up by Thor 4, if not Guardians 3, just because of reasons that do not make me happy, but seem the most logical because of me doing unconscious research about what the Thor 4 basically is. All I will say is there is a reason Thor, if you've seen the leaked like promotional images of what Chris Hemsworth Thor is going to look like in the movie.
Rune King.
No, that's not actually not Rune King. I don't know why people got that bullshit.
To be honest, it looks nothing like the Rune King outfit.
It's not at all. It's from the arc where he has to wear specific armor
to fight Harisham.
No, ain't it? No, I mean, let me finish. And so when he has to wear an specific armor because he can't die, but his bones are eating, like any injury he sustains, it will be permanent, but he won't die. So basically, he wears a special suit.
It will be permanent. So like if he breaks his arm, he can never heal.
He can never heal, and he wears that armor to protect his body.
You think that's what they going with?
I mean, no, because Taika Waititi's directing it and he sucks.
Oh,
but my larger point that I'm getting at is that I don't care. My larger point
Jojo Rabbit.
My larger point that I'm getting at is that that's the suit he wears in a comic where Arishem comes to Earth to judge it, and like I said this again off camera, but they're splitting up. My theory is that they're splitting up the Eternals plots that they had in the end in the first post-credit scene. They're splitting it into two. One of the plot lines is going to be wrapped up in Thor. It's going to be because, like, let's just call it what it is. Thor might be in Guardians 3. There's no reason not to believe
we know Star Fox in that guy.
So
Adam Warlock.
So Eternals might be all of those, like the arc with Arishem might be done and wrapped up with. By Guardians.
Do you think Icarus and Gilgamesh are coming back because they have bodies? Just won't have the memories of the stuff that has happened so far on Earth?
I don't think so. I don't think they'll do that. Chloe Zhao did say that Icarus died when he went to the sun. It wasn't meant to be ambiguous. It's supposed to be he died.
But any Eternal could come back because
feasibly, but I think that they'll use that to, for a Cersei, for the ones that Arishem, for the ones Arishem absconded with, I think that'll be done just to throw them off for like a little bit. But again, considering we're talking about Taika Waititi and James Gunn, two directors who aren't don't even try to use the same level of effort that Chloe did or does. I doubt any of those things will be done in a actual
Jojo Rabbit.
In an actual,
I'm gonna keep saying Jojo
Rabbit. If we're looking for a straight up, meaningful way to handle it, using characters who are instinctively assholes or anything like that.
Well, I've always liked Thor, and I know you haven't liked the Thor movie so much. I didn't like Thor: The Dark World. I thought that was one of the worst Marvel movies.
The Thor Ragnarok is the only Thor movie I do not mess with.
I liked Thor Ragnarok a lot. I thought it was really good. I thought they took a lot of liberties with some of the Hulk stories. That was probably the part I didn't like. But as far as the writing and the comedy and the story and the action, I thought it was really good. I thought
sure. But what's your point?
I thought it was really good. So I'm not worried about Thor Love and Thunder.
But before we go on to that, your original question was, do I think it's Arishem? No, because I think that Thor 4 and Guardians 3 will have all of those things.
So it's just Kang.
I think it's at this point in time, it might be the safest bet to look at it like that. I just remember too, if the rumors that the High Evolutionary is the main bad guy of Guardians 3, then absolutely it's going to be Arishem, because he High Evolutionary and the Celestials, they do have they've interacted before. So
you think do you think Adam Warlock is going to be used as a villain, or you think they're going
Jamie, he's gonna use him as an unnecessary punchline zone. I mean, no, it basically any and all thoughts on those two movies because of those two directors are concept will exist, gonna be ass, hard pressed to see it. That's
there. I don't agree because the ones that they have done so far have been very enjoyable to me. A lot of people have enjoyed Guardians and Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I know you already, but you have been stated multiple times that you didn't really care for him. I know a lot of people that did. Thor has always been, with his out of touchness of society, he's always been a funny character, and
yeah, but
I like that route they take with him in the MCU.
For 10 seconds, there's a difference between it working as a fish out of water and basically taking the most important thing in his history and basically shitting on it because you think that that's a good thing to do. And look, I've said this before and I've said it a million times. Guardians 2 breaks the MCU for going into Infinity War because setting it way too early and setting it essentially months after Guardians 2, even though those characters are the ones who theoretically and proven to
D-Man, what's up, bro?
Know what Thanos is doing. I always hated that conceptually because it basically robbed the story.
Yeah,
leading up to Infinity War, it basically robbed it of any lightweight. Like it kind of, even though I feel like Infinity War still did a good job. I lament the conceptually better Guardians 2 or Thor 3, which was essentially, those two teams teaming up then. And then you're seeing their combined might lose to Thanos. Like, imagine if the opening scene of Infinity War happened at the end of Guardians 2 or Thor 3, and you've had that's you go on a romp with those characters, a nice fun romp, and then it just comes out of and it comes it hits you like a brick, like then and there.
Yeah,
for me, I've always said that Guardians 2 was a waste of time.
So who's a worse villain, Ultron or Malekith?
Easily Ultron.
In the MCU.
Easily Ultron, because Ultron is well, first of all, it's fuck Joss Whedon, he's a hack. And secondly, Ultron is literally one of the 3 Omni level threats in the Marvel universe.
As we've seen in What If, that trick was going crazy.
Even though that whole how he does it breaks literally all of it.
all the rule, every single rule that they established, he broke it.
And it shouldn't have happened in a moment. I still maintain that kind of that prevents that episode from being a 5 out of 5 for me, because the Infinity Stones are not supposed to work like that. You cannot. That's the fail safe. That's the the safety on it. You cannot use them.
Well, like how everything gets explained, the Russos are gonna say some MacGuffin,
and it's gonna be stupid.
The Russos are gonna be like, no, that's not. They think that's how they work. They really don't know.
That's fuck the Russos. Jim Starlin established that the guy who wrote basically wrote the book on how to use Thanos and the Infinity Stone. And in the safety lock is you can't use them. You can't go into another universe with an Infinity Gauntlet because they're not natural. And they even use that concept with the whole Stone Smasher. Oh, since they're different stones, it's not going to work. Well, then it shouldn't work there. And I get it. The animators wanted to do cool things with the stones, but I still I have a problem with people who sacrifice consistency to make things look cool.
And D-Man, say what you going hard on What If for?
Man, fuck. Go hard on whatever I want to, but and I'm not even going hard on it. I'm just saying that it kind of I'm just saying that it should have not worked like that. There's ways to make that fight compelling.
Yeah.
Without even without Infinity Stones, Ultron would still be a beast and something that
was he a beast in the MCU?
But that's where you can come in and make him a beast, because technically he's fused with Vision, right? This is him fused with the Vision body, which is, so that would mean he would still okay, I may not have these God Stones, but I still am stronger than any Ultron you've seen so far.
Yeah.
And plus, guess what? Strange Supreme, he doesn't have his Time Stone, so that may basically puts the man equal footing.
Yeah.
Because Thor can't beat Ultron because he didn't beat Ultron in his universe. everybody else basically don't have any superpowers, and then you just basically leave Strange Supreme as the heavy hitter, so you can still,
which is that trick strong.
But I'm pretty sure they made him that strong within the context of Ultron having all the stones. I'm sure if they would have kind of did the battle without the stones, there wouldn't have been a need for him to be that strong. And you know what I'm saying it's the story, thing A results in thing B and thing like that personally. But overall, Ultron is the worst one because he literally was just a non-entity. He's supposed to literally be the one like the handful of things you never want to have happen in the Marvel universe. Ultron is one of them.
Malekith the Dark Elf is ass, and he will always be ass.
But Malekith isn't. But like
he was trash.
But the thing about Malekith is that one, I still don't understand the
exactly.
No, and not just with Malekith, but a lot of the things the villain and I still enjoy Thor: The Dark World.
That was the worst. Oh, it sucked.
You're probably saying that because
no, it was bad, and it was not good.
I disagree with it being bad because I still maintain Thor: The Dark World has the strongest Thor and Loki character moments. Loki got some better moments towards the end of the show. But
nah, dude.
Overall,
Thor: The Dark World was so boring. It was a waste of time.
Well, you think when your definition of boring is it doesn't have a lot of action. So
no, that's never. If that was the case, Eternals would have been boring, and it was not. It had a lot of exposition. I liked Eternals,
but Eternals also had some great.
Thor had action too. Thor: The Dark World had action.
But I'm saying,
and it wasn't good.
I was not bored.
That junk was boring. That junk was boring, and it all culminated with a garbage ass Malekith the Dark Elf.
That I never found. I watched it because
let me know then what y'all think about Thor: Dark World.
Because the space battles that they had in there, that definitely was very interesting to see. I would call Thor: The Dark World a lot of things, but I wouldn't say it's boring. But I still wouldn't say Malekith because Malekith wasn't somebody I had any high stock in. Like Malekith, it was, he was a perfect second movie villain, as in he's a stopgap. He's not something that he's like the dude from Die Hard 2. He's not he's not the brother of Hans Gruber, but he's just there, and he's somebody that will give the main character go. So yeah. But let's talk about some moon.
Yes, Malekith is ass. No, or you talking about Thor: The Dark World? Thor: The Dark World also ass, 100%. But yeah, so moving forward, because Moon Knight's trailer was dropped last week. Was it last week or the week before? I think it was last week.
It was this week. No, it was last week.
Yeah, last week Moon Knight trailer dropped, and might I say, it looks very, 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 very impressive. A couple of things before I give it to you, QMG. A couple of things that kind of not shocked me, but was cool little divergence from usually. It seems that the Stephen Grant persona seems to be the main persona. It seems that will be the main one we see, as we know his real identity is Mark Spector, but the mercenary version, the one who actually became Moon Knight. But it seems like he'll be taking a backseat to the Stephen Grant persona, as we see from the trailer. So we don't know. Also, it looks like they're going to be MCU loves merging characters. Arthur Harrow looks like it's going to be merging characters with the Sun God, supposedly, who's Arthur Harrow is not even a huge character for Moon Knight. I know you're going to talk about Moon Knight's costume.
I haven't seen you.
Oh, you haven't seen it? You haven't seen the trailer?
No, I'm saying Arthur Harrow.
Arthur Harrow, the one
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke is playing.
That's not him.
Yes, it is. You can go look at it on the trailer bio. That's Arthur Harrow.
That's a red herring. But I'm not going to.
You think it's a red herring that they put it in there like that?
I know it's a red herring, but it might be a spoiler, so I'm not going to talk about it on air.
The only reason I'm a slightly agree with you, because I think they're merging characters. I think they're merging them with the Sun God. With
I'm telling you straight up,
Sun King. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you straight up, it ain't none of them folks. But
who is it? Then?
I'm not telling you on air. I just told you why I'm not telling you.
You got Khonshu, who's the Moon God, then you got the Sun King.
What I'm telling you is.
And then in the bio, in the synopsis, is when you like on Hulu, when you watch it, it's Arthur Harrow.
I'm not gonna tell you on air, but my short thoughts on Moon Knight. Moon Knight.
I wasn't done.
Well, you threw it to me, so
I didn't. You had said it wasn't him, and
you threw it to me, and that's why I said it wasn't him.
Anyway, as I was saying, It's the Sun King, y'all. It's the Sun King. Watch what I say. It's the Sun King. It's gonna be the god of the sun versus the god of the moon. And then that's how he creates Anubis. We'll talk about that. But the trailer looked really good. It looks like it's gonna be. I know you're a big fan of Legion. You're a huge fan of Legion. So to see another character with DID dealing with that and struggling with that in the realms of a movie where they can use a lot of spectacular cinematic shots and a lot of cinematic positioning to show, like they did in the trailer multiple times. I think mirrors were the big thing in the trailer. They had some mirrors that weren't mirrors, like puddles of water, and then they also had mirror reflections with different reflections doing different things. So I definitely would like to see how they portray that with this character in the show. It looks like it's going to be really interesting, and I think it's going to be dealing more with the DID more than we're going to be dealing with Moon Knight as a hero. We're going to be dealing with Stephen Grant, Mark Spector, and his other personas, dealing with how he deals with that. And I think that's pretty cool to see, because I didn't see Legion. So I would like to see a character that's dealing with that in that type of space.
Well, first, I'm just going to say I 1,000,000,000% doubt it's going to even touch the themes and the imagery.
Oh, no, I don't think it's going to touch the deep, because that was FX. I don't think they're going to go as deep, but they are dealing with a character that's dealing with DID.
I don't think it's comparable, just simply because I don't think it's going to really be all too. I don't think it's going to go even close to deep to that. But my major point is that I've never been a Moon Knight fan, like how some folks be like looking at this show like it's gonna be. I've never looked at Moon Knight like that. I'm sorry, but is
that you?
No, that ain't. Is that you?
It ain't me. Oh, that's our microphone picking up outside.
But no, I've always put him in the category of. And this is blasphemous because I know that it's objectively wrong, but not low rent Batman, but I just have never seen the appeal for Moon Knight. I just haven't. I feel like of all of the non-Spider-Man / Wolverine street level Marvel heroes, I have Daredevil for that avenue of crime fighting, not necessarily the mental aspect, which is obviously a large and important part of it, but overall I don't need like Moon Knight never just quite grasped me, because on one hand, if you're just talking about a traditional Moon Knight appearance, they're not gonna play his mental illness into it, because most shows are children's shows and they're not gonna lean into that. So then you just have not Batman.
Well, I don't think they're doing that with this one.
But that's my point. With this one, they're gonna have that aspect of it. But then I'm like, okay, and
well, not to cut you off, but just a point. Obviously, MCU's. It seems now, obviously, they could be lying, or they could just be trying to butter us up. But it seems as if with the Black Knight, with Blade, with Moon Knight, they're going in a darker direction that the MCU hasn't necessarily touched before.
But my point ain't is it dark, it's if it's going to be interesting. That's my point. Daredevil was interesting because it was street level
100,
and it was it was a perfect balance between crime and procedural, and
it didn't hurt that everything was shot amazingly.
Absolutely. That was like that was shot amazing. That was like was set it over. So that's what kept you invested with Daredevil, because it was all of these things
everything worked perfectly.
Facts. With if the hook of Moon Knight is a absolute dark MCU project, I don't know if that's enough, right? Like I already don't like the suit. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I don't like the suit.
I think that we're gonna get different suits throughout the show.
I don't think they're gonna do that for this season. I think that.
Well, I know we're getting the Mr. Moon Knight. You didn't see on the trailer when he touched the glass and he had the white gloves and the white suit on?
No, I think that was that suit. I think that that might be something that is a season 2 type deal, but I think that this is going to do the one thing, and you already know where I'm going to go with this. They're going to do the one thing I hate, where 90% of the season is him in street clothes, and then Maybe
when you deal with a character like Moon Knight, and specifically who has 3 different personas,
that's not an excuse. I have been religious since, and you know this, since Daredevil season 1. I have been 100% against these superhero shows going 90% of its initial season with some garbage ass homemade suit, and then at the end of the season, then they introduced the an iconic version of, you know.
I was gonna say Daredevil did get me with that, but his street suit was literally 1-to-1.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I don't want it to, like, if you're saying, oh, here's episode 1, you know, one episode 2, and he has that suit, fine.
Don't
whatever.
do episode 7 of 10 and then talk about I finally got my suit.
No, don't do episode 8 of 8 and then do that. And so, and obviously, you know, from the trailer, that doesn't look like.
No, it looks like that first episode where he encounters Ethan Hawke's character.
No, I think that's third. I think third episode they're gonna put him in the suit. Could be wrong, but I don't see him in suit for any reasonable way that keeps you excited.
Yeah.
And secondly, I just don't like the design of the suit. I feel like it's too 90s Spawn inspired.
But you have to also look at it. I think they were going for that mummy Khonshu.
Oh, I know what they were going for.
So I could understand it, but I would preferred his version where he has his suit and he makes improvements on it and augments.
I'll say this: for the traditional superhero Moon Knight, either give me his classic all white joint or his more recent black with the white. The white. I feel like that is
one that the one they had in Avengers Assemble.
Yeah,
that one was pretty cool. I like that one.
And I think it actually debuted in Web of Shadows. I might be mistaken, but either way, I just feel like that what they're resting on the laurels on is that, one, they want to set up Midnight Suns.
Woo! That's what I'm hyped for that.
And two,
if they're gonna take it there.
And 2 is gonna be dark. And I'm like, okay, but it's gonna, as Dusty Rhodes once told Paul Heyman, where's the money? It's gonna have where's the hook? Where's the where's the like the core thing? It's nice that.
Do you think it's gonna have any bearings on if rated R MCU Deadpool does good?
No, that's already like Ryan Reynolds has already got.
No, I'm not saying this. No, I'm talking about if it does well and they can see that a rated R movie.
It won't matter because at this point, I believe that Ryan Reynolds have the stroke that. Yeah, it's like it's gonna be rated R. It's going.
I'm talking about. Do you think that will have any indication to push Midnight Suns to be rated R?
No, because I feel like Deadpool is such an outlier that it doesn't matter what does who with where. Deadpool's just gonna be like Deadpool, regardless. Is gonna, even if they don't make another rated R anything or TVM, you know.
Yes,
it's Deadpool's gonna be like it's on its own island.
Do you feel like Moon Knight would have been better if it was on the Netflix lineup where it could be a little bit more darker, a little bit more?
I do, because Netflix, just simply off of the fact that outside of Iron Fist, Netflix had a track record of
amazing.
Yes. So,
like I said before, multiple times on this show and on Keep It G, Daredevil is literally, I mean, you might say Legion because I know you were a big fan, but Daredevil to me is like the best superhero show to ever come onto the silver screen.
I literally would put both of them at number 1. Looking back after years have passed and, you know, reflecting on them and their highs and their lows, I would literally say they both ran 3 seasons. So
I was watching the fight scene with Elektra and Matt Murdock on Defender season when they were in the foot building.
Yeah,
man, dude, that was some good choreography, dude. They were just and don't even get me started on Vincent D'Onofrio as a Kingpin. He was just godlike.
Yeah, but yeah, I saying that those two are the standard of Marvel television. You know, I would
let me know what y'all think. What is the best superhero TV show? I know some people will die by Gotham. A lot of people say Gotham was really good.
Gotham, I'll say a quick top 5. I would say number 1, Daredevil, Legion, collectively. I would give it up for WandaVision, and number 2, I would then give it to I would actually give number 3 in a controversial pick. I would give Falcon and Winter Soldier number 3. I'd give Luke Cage number 4, and then 5, I would give it to the Defenders miniseries. I have not seen Jessica Jones, and I know a lot of people swear by it, but I have not seen it, so I have no opinion on it.
I gotta put Punisher on my top 5. Punisher was good.
I forget about Punisher.
Punisher was really good.
I forget Punisher had 2 seasons.
Yes, Punisher was really good. Punisher was really good. Like if you go watch it, it was really good, like super good. And he had an amazing arc in Daredevil as well. Like Daredevil was really good.
Honorable mention to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I do feel, even though I kind of missed out on the last couple of seasons, not because I felt like it was bad, but just fell off with it. I will say that the first 4 seasons of the show is pretty good. Not like, oh, it's Emmy but I will say that for a unfortunately unconnected now that the thing
it's not canon now. From Hawkeye we found out it's not canon with the MCU.
Yeah, but I would say that as like the first real MCU television test, it did good. Yeah, it literally bounced back from a so-so first season tremendously. Like, well, shout outs to Winter Soldier for like really just saying and kicking Joss Whedon to the fucking curb.
They did have one of the biggest hashtags and biggest hooks of all time in any silver screen show with the Coulson Lives promotion. Yeah, that was huge. Do you remember how huge that was when it first came out? Coulson Lives, hashtag Coulson Lives. That was huge.
Yeah.
That was big because folks was like, how is he back? And we learned all that. But yeah, it was big. So yeah, shout outs to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Facts.
Yeah. So yeah.
But I want to ask you, because there's something that's been kind of divisive in the community with the Moon Knight trailer. So obviously we just talked about the Midnight Suns and we talked about Moon Knight, and Moon Knight's first appearance was actually in Werewolf by Night. And in one of the scenes in the Moon Knight trailer, wait. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, that's what I mean. So some people believe that it could be. Obviously, I think it's an Anubis monster.
They're wrong.
Because at first I thought it was Werewolf by Night until I started looking at it. You could see the head of it. It looks similar to an Anubis creature.
We can just nip that in the butt. They're wrong.
It's an Anubis creature, right?
Yeah, they're wrong. Okay. They're wrong.
But yeah, so a lot of people still believe it could be Werewolf by Night, and I can see how.
It's not.
But I personally believe it's an Anubis creature.
You don't even have to preface it by I believe. You're objectively right. It's not like it's not a werewolf.
Do you think though we will see Werewolf by Night in this show?
No, I'll tell you exactly the amount of after the show is over with.
Oh, and I'm sorry not to cut you off, but we have to send our condolences because one of the actors who were a main character in the movie, in the show, one of the main villains, Midnight Man?
I believe so.
He passed away. I forgot his name, escapes me, but condolences to him. He lost his life in a skiing accident.
Yes,
the week the trailer dropped.
Yes, basically, if you've seen a cult film in the last 15 years, he was in it, and he probably was your favorite character in it. So R.I.P. His name also escapes me. We'll have it next week.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll tell you the 2 characters. I'll tell you them after the show. Because again, spoilers. Where is this glass coming from?
I broke that. Remember, you was like nice hands, feet.
Oh, I didn't know what you broke.
But yeah.
Oh, you broke that.
Yeah.
I didn't. I don't know why you listed my chair that high up.
But yeah, so
I gotta run to the bathroom. So let's wrap this show up by talking about Microsoft Pro Gamer Move. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Did I do the Moon Knight face? I like that though.
No, that shit's ass.
Like you got the mummy eyes coming out. That's fire.
When they leaked it 4 months ago, I said it was ass. And then seeing it in 4K HD, it's ass. Well, but let's talk about Microsoft pulling the ultimate pro gamer move.
Microsoft at home like this. We win.
Yes, and they bought Activision.
Before you go, I know you seen that meme with Harry Osborn from Spider-Man 2. Yeah. I'm ruined. All I have left is Spider.
I have nothing left but Spider.
I'm ruined. I have nothing left
but Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
But, so Microsoft has bought Activision Blizzard.
Yes.
That means that they own the rights to Call of Duty, Guitar Hero, Tony Hawk, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot,
Minecraft.
I'm talking about just specifically from Activision.
Yeah.
Candy Crush, Overwatch,
World of Warcraft.
All of those things.
What's the second biggest name on there? Call of Duty.
I would say that's the first.
Over World of Warcraft.
Yeah, absolutely.
World of Warcraft has a long line of lineage.
I'm so glad you said that. They will.
What?
We'll see if the government lets that happen.
I think they're gonna let it happen
because they let Disney buy Fox.
Because I was gonna say what they got, like 40 more days.
They from what it is from basically the deal can't be finalized until quarter 3 2022 to 2023, which is essentially July 2022 is the earliest that the deal will be finalized, which it more than likely will.
So it can drop at any time, but I doubt it.
Yeah, because unlike in like what separated from being false, I mean not false, but what separated from being, seen as bad, and too big monopolized, is if Activision wasn't selling, but Microsoft was, buying up the stocks, and therefore they became the owner.
Yeah, that
did not happen. Activision they did a quick little investors call, put themselves on the market, and Microsoft bought them. I mean, the reason they didn't let Comcast buy Time Warner was because Time Warner, they were not completely up for sale at the time. It was too, and plus Time Warner was objective, unlike Activision, which is just a game company.
Yeah, definitely.
Even though they pull in a lot of revenue, they're a smaller company. Time Warner literally encompasses TV, movies, other, internet, all these other things.
So Kim, you're definitely more versed in a lot of these areas than I am for this. Is there any corporation that Sony can buy that can offset some of the hit that they took with this?
The only companies I believe Sony could buy, and only one of these have a likelihood to
Square Enix.
No. Sega and Capcom, and only Sega is would feasibly be up for sale to be bought by Sony.
You don't think Capcom and Sony has been real buddy lately?
No, because Capcom is too much of an even though Sony is originated in Japan, Capcom is too much predicated on multi-platform if they have to. Street Fighter 5 was money headed by Sony. That's that's why it came out. If it was up to Capcom, and certain people didn't cause a witch hunt and screw up Street Fighter 5's development, SF5 would have released multi-plat. People forget that the only reason why Street Fighter 5 was Sony exclusive was because of the BS behind the scenes. They ran through all their money, and Sony was, swooped in and said, okay, we'll help you finish the game off, but you'll make it exclusive. So that is the only developer really that will offset that. Activision Blizzard is literally the largest American.
What about Bandai Namco?
Bandai Namco is too big to want to sell. You forget Bandai Namco has
toys.
Bandai Namco has, just from entertainment perspective, they have the license to Dragon Ball.
Yes,
which yearly brings about over 10 million, in copies sold per Dragon Ball game.
So I know Sony stock dropped 13% as of when I last seen it.
It's gonna.
Do you think this is a huge hit for Sony? Do you think this will hurt Sony going into the next generation? Or
here's how it's a huge hit for Sony, because I don't care what no one says.
Call of Duty's not going exclusive.
It will absolutely.
It's not going exclusive, bro.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why Call of Duty's going exclusive. Because Game Pass is an unmitigated hit.
It's not. It
is an unmitigated hit. The likes of which. That it blows my mind people are not consistently talking about this, because Game Pass is literally revolutionary. It literally pulls in since its creation, it literally has brought in Microsoft a shit ton of money.
Let me know in the comments if y'all think Call of Duty is going to be Xbox exclusive in some form or fashion.
It's and I'll get to the jargon, which kind of solidifies why it inevitably will be. But Game Pass is literally Microsoft, not Xbox.
He just caught it going exclusive. I know
y'all can.
We don't want that, bro.
Y'all can live in that. It's not about what y'all want. It's about the reality. Y'all can live.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think COD will go exclusive.
Okay, this is why COD will go exclusive.
Yeah, let me know.
Game Pass is an unmitigated success for Microsoft.
It definitely is a success right now.
No, not just right now. It's projected to stay that way for Microsoft, not Xbox, but Microsoft.
Yeah.
Game Pass essentially means any first party Xbox game you essentially get for free if you pay a
$3 to whatever. Yeah.
Like, let's say you get the year jump.
Yeah.
That's what, and then like I think $60.
Yes.
So for the price of one brand new game, you have access to any new game that comes out in the span of a year, especially if it's day one on Xbox.
But you also have to look at the power of the crossplay that is swarming through the internet and through the gaming verse like a wildfire.
Facts.
Everybody wants to crossplay. Everybody.
But more people own PCs and Xboxes now. So let's just keep it a buck. Because Sony stupidly put out the PS5, and I've said this from Jump Street, I said that between the Series X and the 5, the Series X ultimately was the better deal because it was designed to handle the pandemic. Yes, I still wouldn't have had released it because of the pandemic, and at the time, nobody's revenue was consistent enough to buy these consoles in mass, and plus the pandemic itself was preventing it from being mass produced. But in the long run, the Series X was designed to stay consistent because of what it was offering to the consumer.
So
when
T brings up a point, I want you to get to that. He said there was a reason they tried to attempt to increase the Game Pass price.
Yes, and it would be fair because they're acquiring more studios, and as such,
they need to pay everybody more.
Right, and even regardless, you're still picture this.
Is Deathloop on Game Pass?
Huh?
Is Deathloop on Game Pass?
No, Deathloop is the streets are saying the last Bethesda exclusive on a PlayStation before everything changes.
But it's a timed exclusive, right?
No, not even timed. It's supposed to, like, unless a PC is like maybe the only other platform it will end up on until like maybe Microsoft might force Bethesda to go back on that. But as it stands right now, that's not the case. But then picture this. Call of Duty 2025, because that's the end of the current deal.
Yeah.
The new Fallout, the new Skyrim,
yes,
Starfield,
yes,
feasibly Doom Super Eternal,
yes,
Shadow of the Colossus,
Shadow War 3,
no, Wolfenstein. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Overwatch 2.
Yes. So yes, Overwatch was going to I knew Overwatch was going to be exclusive when they dropped it.
World of Warcraft.
Well, no, Overwatch has already been stated is going to come out on all platforms. So Overwatch 3, what are we talking about?
Okay. Well, no, because it still will be on Game Pass. Even if it's multi-platform, it will still be on Game Pass.
Okay.
Whatever new Halo, if there is a new Halo.
Yeah.
Maybe a new. They even mentioned a Guitar Hero coming back.
Woo! That was hype.
Now, let's take away the exclusives. Let's go back to the what will feasibly still be multi-platform. Overwatch, new Call of Duty, maybe Guitar Hero. It probably will. If you have a PlayStation, you have to go out and spend 60 on all three games. If you have a Series S, X, or PC, and you have either monthly or yearly,
which we do,
you don't have to pay shit. You own those games
because you've been playing Halo Infinite yourself on Games Pass. I played it as well, multiplayer. You were playing Crackdown 3 today.
Not a single dollar came out of my pocket to play them.
But does that beg the question that Sony is now going to be in a scramble to grab maybe some more indie studios, smaller studios?
But that's not going to see it. As I said, when they tried to do that with their reveal, them indie studios. But they're not though. But see, here's the thing though.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Them removing it from Game Pass, they're going to come back in a short, especially if they're first party.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're first party, they might be gone for about 6 or 7, like maybe 6 or 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
And the average time a nigga play a video game, unless it's like a transcendent video game, is what?
And now that they own these studios, there's no limit to how long they can have them on Game Pass. I give him that. There's no limit because before some of them were timed due to being on Sony properties and stuff like that and dealing with having to deal with them. But when you own them,
let's keep it real. Call of Duty's biggest player base has always been the Xbox. And PC.
Until Sony had got the rights to everything, then it started to go even out.
It started to, but it didn't even completely.
But it was Xbox. Microsoft was the bigger Call of Duty.
Most people associate Call of Duty with Xbox.
Yes, that is true.
Call of Duty going Xbox exclusive will not hurt the sales.
From jump, it was everything was on Xbox.
And furthermore,
yeah, PS4. That's why I said PS4 started to even things out.
And furthermore, Call of Duty doesn't have to be Microsoft's bottom line franchise, because they have literally 4 other FPSs that they could put out.
Well, shooters too, because Gears of War.
Yeah, but like specifically FPSs. They don't have to they don't have the and this is why a lot of people are kind of okay with this, because now Activision, any of the Call of Duty studios, their absurdly high, unnecessary high measure of success has been significantly dropped, meaning that the quality of Call of Duty games are more than likely going to increase, because
definitely. I've seen a lot of people been saying that Microsoft going to give them that Halo Infinite treatment.
Like, I've already seen people who said, who's been talking about Call of Duty will more than likely stop being yearly, which is probably going to result in some of the best Call of Duty games to date, because one of the things that have hurt Call of Duty is, some things didn't get the polish because they had to yearly, and specifically since Modern Warfare the remake, you've seen overlap with other studios having to come in and kind of carry the weight on certain things, which cut in to the next game.
T Jizzle, not to cut you off, QMG, but yeah, I know you play Rainbow Six Siege. Have you played Rainbow Six Siege Extraction? If you have, how do you like it?
Exactly. I would like to know that too.
But so I definitely agree. I think this is a huge acquisition for Microsoft. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I haven't. I'll see. He already, before we even brought it up, he already talking about Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
But so I think this is a huge acquison for Microsoft. I can't sit here and act like it's not, because that is a huge one.
I would argue that it's the biggest,
even bigger than the way you got Bethesda.
Here's the thing: Bethesda was left field, but you could feasibly see a studio like Bethesda going exclusive to one or the other. But Activision Blizzard was such a monolith that you would never expect them to sell. Now, I would be remiss if I did not bring up that the controversy of the absolutely atrocious behavior of Activision Blizzard absolutely played a factor in.
Are you talking about all them folks doing that shit?
Yes, absolutely.
All them folks.
This was Microsoft did not buy Activision Blizzard because they felt like it was something on their bottom line. Like they knew that was an inevitability. This was a result of Activision Blizzard's reputation and stock dropping to such a degree
that they were able to be bought out.
Yeah, and it's probably going to, I hope this leads to a culture change. Bobby Kotick is said to, hopefully this is true, to be completely out the door when this deal finalizes, and a lot of his supporters as well, which would be a tremendous win for the games industry as a whole.
Yes.
And, if this means we get another Crash Bandicoot game, another Tony Hawk game made the right way.
Yeah.
I've said that this deal, Microsoft should do a Super Smash Brothers shooter where you have Captain Price, Master Chief, Marcus Phoenix.
What kind of gameplay is it? Super Smash Brothers gameplay?
No, like I know it's a shooter, but a Super Smash Brothers shooter. Like imagine like
different gameplay elements for each of their games.
No, I would say that might be a little bit much for an FPS, but like it's like a party first-person shooter. Like it's not meant to be MLG esports, but like think of the most arcadey shooter you can. Time Splitters, for example. Think of it like that, and like, oh, you can have the Spartan Laser or the BFG or the Ray Gun Mach 2 or the Lancer. Like that would be hot. That would be fire. Like they could
use any property from Activision.
Like they literally have 6 of the most prolific shooter games ever between Halo, Call of Duty, Gears of War, Overwatch, goddamn Doom.
Don't they own Medal of Honor? No, that's EA.
Make it like in Doom and Fallout, And Outer Worlds too. They own that
Yes.
studio. So it's like all of those, like they should do that. They should make a party in the sense of it being over the top. They should make a party shooter, whether it be first person or third person, because they got studios that excel at both of those.
Mm-hmm.
And they should do a Smash Brothers and like have these iconic characters that they own in this arena and just go like that'd be baller. Folks love playing couch and online crazy ass shooting games and shit like that.
I could see it. I would like you to.
I'm giving that away. I'll give that away for free.
But I could see something like that. But yeah, so that was a huge acquisition, man. And shout out to Microsoft.
Sorry
for
to take
pulling
up
it
so
off.
much time.
No, you're good. Shout out to Microsoft for pulling it off. It's just we're in a weird space where a lot of things are monopolizing. I remember when Disney first bought Marvel and everybody was losing their fucking mind, their freaking mind over it, and they were like, "Whoa, what do you mean?
I mean, freaking, you better say that F word."
Anyway, no, but no, I remember they were losing their mind because they were taking it over, and people talking about monopolization.
Which is a very real thing that they should talk about. No.
This is happening, people. As much as we don't want to believe it, by the time 10 years, 15 years from now, there's going to be two major corporations that own everything. And I wouldn't be surprised if Disney buys all of it and just be one entity by itself. I wouldn't be surprised if by 10, 15 years from now, Disney owns everything. So, but this was a great episode. Yeah, we got it. But we are back in full effect. We finna this year, 2022. We coming back tough.
Yeah,
we coming back with some crazy content. We're gonna be.
We've been doing this for 4 years since 2018. Yes. I cannot believe it. I'm excited. I'm glad for it.
And we finna go even crazy this year. 2022 is the real year. It's the year.
Yes,
the year of the nerd, the year of the geek, the year of the dog.
Yes,
I don't know if it's truly the year of the dog, but still don't like that Disney takeover facts. They haven't gave me nothing I hate it yet. I'm just waiting on them to do the Disney Plus 18 in Disney Plus service. I just need some Disney Plus 18 because Netflix loses Daredevil and all that in I think 2 years, where they don't have it contractually on the website anymore.
No, for which one?
Netflix, like Daredevil, Luke Cage, Defenders, Punisher.
Well, the rights to those characters were reverted like last year.
No, I'm talking about when they get taken off of Netflix, or that's theirs. They can have it forever.
I think Netflix has it forever. I'm not entirely sure.
Deadpool, Miss Lady Ferg is still gonna be rated R, so you ain't gotta worry about that.
And I'm a firm believer that R or 13. I feel like Deadpool can excel in both of those.
I feel like he can do 13, but he has to reference him a lot of times being in something.
But I think that's a given. I think that Deadpool is such a, and I'll say this: Deadpool is one of the low key best, joke three-dimensional characters where he doesn't have to be a clown or a punchline. You can, I say look at Deadpool 2. I still maintain Deadpool 2. Slick has some really good emotional moments in it, but I'm sorry not to cut you off, my fault, but Lady Ferg, I was just letting you know, they announced that I think 2 months ago or 3 months ago that they were gonna go full throttle. Deadpool was rated R, is gonna stay rated R, so no worry about that, and he'll be the first rated R MCU character. But so we're coming back. The 2022 is gonna be a great year. We're gonna be coming hard with these contents. Hold on. We're going to be coming hard with these content. We're going to be having a whole host of things we're going to be doing. We're going to be working with a lot of people. So y'all stay tuned for that. And if y'all haven't followed us on YouTube, go over to YouTube and go to Into the QUNIVERSE and go to the link in the bio. Go ahead and give us a sub. It'll be much appreciated. We're trying to go crazy. This was a great episode, man. It just feels good. You already know. Like, let's get back to it. Yeah. I'm your boy Q. And I am QMG.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, all the geeks and gamers. I will be back tomorrow with Keep It G, where me, D-Man, and Adita keep our eyes and ears to the streets for everything geek. Y'all stay tuned for that. QMG, let them know where More Diversity going to be at.
Every Wednesday. Yes, sir.
Yes. So thank y'all for tuning in. We will be back next week. Thank y'all. Peace, love, respect. You already know GQ Smooth always on our P's and Q's. You already know how we do.
Yeah.
Peace.